With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. His guy's been on a 2-game slide since winning their opener a few weeks back. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Fall is in the air and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a first-round pick back in April's draft.
And when you watch young men come into the league, you know they're not going to continue to be the same quarterback they were in college. You expect to see improvement. But you do see many of the same attributes. This guy, even as a rookie, a lot of poise, understands the offense. He's fully in control out there. To me, he has the makings of a real field general type of a player. Someone who doesn't get rattled when the pressure's on.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
And this one too low. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy. And that'll make it third down. You look at this Baltimore defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And not just speed, not just their physical skills. You know what pulls it all together for the secondary? Their smarts and communication. They play really well as a unit.
They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. Here's Tommy Townsend on the punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. Yeah. How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone? The receiver.
The numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week. 14 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
The Ravens had 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
Pacheco gets it and tries the left side. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. You look at this Browns defense. They come into top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Your body is acting up. Your mind is out of bounds. It's telling you back it up. You check about thoughts and memories that's adding up. Like overseas, you feel alive like you can't have it.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And Jackson throwing once more. Throw caught by Flowers. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Quick, ready? 180. 180. That's it.
Here's Pacheco headed right. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Tyler Luke now for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because...
Touchdown, Cleveland! Jerry Jeudy, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are able to... strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Lutz with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Zay Flowers and his offense about to begin their next drive. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. The first catch of the ball game there for Metcalf. And a first down to boot.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now Jackson. Now wasted time going right back to DK Metcalf. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at their 49-yard line.
Hey, Alpha, what? 180! Nice shot! Report!
Jackson now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown into him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw again is Jackson. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, you had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes you're fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football. Now zapped right back in the other direction. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. And this one's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
No, we changed it.
Jackson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Another catch for him there, and the numbers starting to stack up a bit. He's closing in already on a 100-yard game. We're still in the first half. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Jackson to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Flowers. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 15-yard line.
Jackson will throw again. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now it's Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. To throw is Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
3rd and goal, Jackson. Got a man that's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Malik Neighbors, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. is Luke for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now a 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Parks. This is Montgomery with a grab over the middle. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That would complete to Trey Tucker. Now a timeout signal for him. They'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
A 59-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just 1 play. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've got the lead here as they begin this drive, trying to get that bad taste out of their mouth from the loss last week to the LA Chargers. Throwing is Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Here we go.
First down, here's the run from Montgomery. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Out quickly to Judy. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence. The big plays are out there.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Looking to throw. Parks. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. From the gun on 3rd down. Parks. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. He hit his first. Now this from 43. The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. Well, certainly happy they were able to force the fumble, Charles, but wish they would have gotten in the end zone, only getting 3 points there and still facing this second-half deficit.
And they also will understand it's going to be a whole lot tougher to force another turnover the rest of the game because that offense, they're going to be all about ball security from here on out.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Yeah, last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
And try to atone for it here on this drive. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
A 45-yard punt for there on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Cleveland offense making their way out. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
But you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's able to break out one tackle, but then quickly brought down. So the completion good for just 3. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down. Parks. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a one-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play.
Ready. 33, yellow. Cut.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now a play fake here on first down. Gets the ball out to Judy on the comeback route. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Set, ready.
Up the middle, it's Montgomery. Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, pick up the first down.
As we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
So statistically, both of these offenses have a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deontay Johnson, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns have taken a fourth-quarter lead. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on a 2-point try.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Here's Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Now it's Jackson. Short throw, caught by the tight end, Oliver.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Here's a 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A big play looming on 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
And the Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Jackson to throw.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Report.
Throwing, Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7. Here's Jackson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't, because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Oh, he had to force it there on 4th down, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Let's go. Ready.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will have a Browns first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half.